All right, welcome back to Daytime, where we're having a shucking good time here on set. We're talking about all that is oysters and wine pairings, courtesy of our good friends. Now, before I kept saying Napa Bar and Grill, it's not. It's Napa Grill and Wine Den. If you're in Cambridge, the beautiful city of Cambridge. Chef Josh, as well as Jake Richards, joins us. We're talking oysters. When we went to break, we had just actually done our first pairing, which was a very simple. What species was it again?
That was the Wiano that we were trying just before the break. Perfect.
Well, Wiana, as well as the wine pairing, was
the Muscadet.
Okay, and I was sounding like a vacuum operating underwater trying to take that sucker back, but it was delicious. Now, what are we doing now?
Okay, now I'm going to do a little demonstration on how to properly shuck an oyster.
Okay, so folks, if you're squeamish, there's a reason why Chef Josh is doing it, because I don't have a tourniquet and bleed out kit. Go ahead, do it.
Yes, we do want to remind everybody at home that it is very dangerous.
You don't want to be too deep into the wine when you're doing this,
That's
folks.
That's right.
Okay, so go ahead, show us.
Okay, so we have the oyster. Now, you can purchase chainmail gloves to do this. The reason being that it's very easy to insert the knife into your hand. So I've brought a towel here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place the oyster in the towel with the hinge side of the oyster of the two valves.
And again, this is a living oyster, not a dead one.
That's correct. And I'm going to take my oyster knife, and it goes into the hinge between the two valves, and you just twist your wrist, and that'll pop it.
Just itty-bitty twist. Okay.
And then use your knife to run along the top half.
Okay, so you're almost like filleting it almost.
That's right. What you're doing is you're cutting through the abductor muscle, which is the muscle that would hold the two sides of the oyster together.
Wow.
And then we're going to loosen the oyster from the bottom half.
Okay. And I'm impressed with your oyster anatomy awareness, knowledge there. The abductor. There we go.
All shellfish have an abductor muscle.
There we go. All right.
So again, now we've just loosened that from the bottom here.
Okay.
Now we've brought in a couple different sauces.
Okay.
Traditional accompaniments to oysters. This is a red wine mignonette.
Lovely.
Which is red wine vinegar, some shallots, a little bit of garlic, and some parsley.
Okay.
All very finely chopped.
Now, obviously, Jake, this is going to have a different flavor than just the straight lemon.
Right.
When we're talking wine pairing, and both you and I are going to have one of these oysters, what would we be looking at here in terms of quality? Because this is a vinaigrette, so.
I think the Sancerre comes in well here.
Okay.
It does have a little bit more body. There's a little more complexity going on with it. It still retains a nice amount of acidity, so it'll pair well with that. Cheers. Thanks, Josh.
Yeah. Nice. Jay, you're having a Shining Sea, and Jake, you're eating a Pickle Point.
Right.
I know you are, but what am I? All right, cheers. All right, here we go. I'm not going to try to sound like a Hoover. Here we go. Okay. I think I'm oyster challenged.
Yeah.
I really am. That was very hard for me right then. I think I just had an eye aneurysm. All right. Taste that. Wow, that is good. Wow, that's good. Wow, that's good.
Now we also have another accompaniment. This is the signature cocktail sauce that we do at the restaurant.
Okay. Wow, that was good.
It's different from a traditional cocktail sauce in that it doesn't contain any horseradish. We do citrus.
Okay.
So it would be a ketchup base with citrus.
Now, Chef Josh, could we talk a bit about the chicka chicka bow bow factor of these things?
Yes, it is heavily rumored that oysters are an aphrodisiac, and that is true. Actually, they contain high amounts of folic acid, which stimulate the growth of sex hormones.
I thought your eyes looked better. Sorry, go ahead, continue.
Yeah, they stimulate the growth of sex hormones.
Good. Now we need to make sure we do a shout out to the people that very generously made these oysters available.
Yes, I would like to thank Tom and Elaine at Pogue Imports for generously donating many of what you see here, as well as the good folks at Cottle's Catch Seafood here in Kitchener.
Wonderful. And again, it's important that you find yourself a good fishmonger to get these sort of things, and obviously the diversity that's being featured today. Now we're about to do this is the signature. And we'll get. Can Jake have one too?
Yeah.
Here's like my oyster buddy. Right? You can't do this all by yourself. You most definitely can't do this all by yourself.
You should definitely eat oysters with a friend.
But anyway, so this is just a sauce made again of.
It's a ketchup-based sauce with diced Roma tomatoes and lots of citrus juice, lemon, lime, and orange.
And wine pairing. What are we doing with this?
The Sancerre again.
Again, okay. The Sancerre is the oyster utility tool there.
It is.
Okay.
Now, once we go and with the Oysters Rockefeller. Then we'll move into something a little bit more fuller bodied.
Here we go. Up your kilt. Why can't I do it properly? I feel like I should have some sort of like,
That's really
are
good.
there courses people can go to properly take and back an oyster?
Practice.
It's entirely possible. Yeah, practice is the best
Okay,
course.
do the pairing now. There we go. Oh, that was good. That was really, really lovely.
Right.
Okay, so the last thing that we have to try
Okay.
here today is a cooked presentation of oysters. Now this is an Oysters Rockefeller.
Okay.
It's a traditional dish invented in New Orleans, named after John D. Rockefeller, who at the time was the richest man in the United States.
Yeah, of course. This is what he'd have for breakfast, I'm sure.
That's right.
Okay, now because Josh, you've been working so hard, I'm gonna let you and Jake have this one.
All right.
Because I mean, the chef really should have an opportunity to cook here. So I'm gonna place. It was this wine here. There we go.
For our Rockefeller, we've done a little bit of sautéed spinach, some bacon lardons, and some hollandaise sauce.
And you're finished shucking at this point, so you are free to consume. There we go. And again, this is just one facet of kind of the joy that is wine. It is. It's finding that harmony between the different food types and finding that balance, as you put it. And there really is kind of a wine and a food for every situation. Now, oysters regularly on the menu?
Yes, we're going to be featuring oysters as a bar item for Monday through Thursday as availability lasts, and that will be starting next week.
Now, would you also suggest a beer pairing at all with oysters?
No, I thought about that before coming here, but I think something lighter like a lager or a pilsner. I mean, nothing too flavorful.
Yep.
Again, mind if it's cooked, then that kind of increases the weight, so you can go on to something a little more fuller bodied.
And this really is a journey. If you're looking at, if you or your friends have an evening where you really want to try something different, as we discussed, oysters from different regions, different properties, different wine pairings, you could really have a fantastic evening. Now you're just sitting there. You're not eating that, Josh. Please go ahead.
Pass me a fork.
I'll pass you. Yeah, you have. Come on, you just see me sucking back like that? I want you to make noises for once and not me. All right. Well, again, courtesy of Napa Grill and Wine Den. If, as mentioned, if you would love to try their wonderful oyster fairs along with the wine pairing. And Jake Richards, our resident wine guru, who so generously took us through this journey. Your hands are intact. This is a good thing to know, Josh. All right. More daytime to come. So stay with us, folks.